Assalamu alaikum friends and welcome to Lore of English Literature YouTube channel. Today we will discuss restoration comedy. Well, this is the first part of the lecture, and in this part we will discuss the history, and in the next part we will discuss the features of restoration comedy. Before we start history, we need to know why it is called restoration comedy. It is called restoration comedy because it developed after the restoration of monarchy in England in 1660, when Charles II became the King of England. That is why it is called restoration comedy. So let's start the history. Well, it's all started when Puritans closed theatres in 1642 because they considered theatres as immoral for the youth. This was the time when civil war started in England, and Charles I became the only king in the history of England whose head was cut off in 1649, and then Oliver Cromwell ruled England from 1649 to 1658. The son of Charles I, Charles II, escaped his life and went to France. But when Oliver Cromwell died in 1658, his son Richard Cromwell was unable to run the country, so Charles I was called to become the King of England. King Charles II became King of England in 1660, and he ordered for the opening of theatres. King Charles II approved sexually explicit language for the plays. King Charles II was living in France before 1660, so whatever he observed in France, he tries to bring it to England. King Charles II gave orders to King's Company and Duke's Company for the start of theatres. These two companies were led by Thomas Killigrew and William Davenant. New and splendid theatres were built in Drury Lane and Dorset Gardens. Christopher Wren designed both theatres. Restoration comedy saw its height during 1660s and 1670s, but with the passage of time, King's Company started struggling, and later it was absorbed by Duke's Company, and as a result in 1682 new United Company was formed. King's Company and Duke's Company were amalgamated. After 1682 London stage became monopoly and the production of new plays dropped sharply. Political plays were taking the place of comedies. Political plays were the result of Popish Plot of 1678 and Exclusion Crisis of 1682. Popish Plot was a fictitious conspiracy put forward by Titus Oates. Titus Oates spread this rumor that there has been a conspiracy going on to kill King Charles II and to bring a Catholic king in his place. This execution led to the execution of 22 men, and later on it proved false, and Titus Oates was captured. And Exclusion Crisis Bill was about the exclusion of King Charles II's brother James from becoming the King of England, Scotland and Ireland because he was Catholic. Restoration comedy saw its revival during the 1690s. This was the time when William Congreve presented softer comedies, and his most famous comedy, The Way of the World, came. John Vanbrugh was the other dramatist who showed great social change in his plays. Both these writers took a forward step and brought the relationships to marriages. The change and modified form of comedy did not last for a very long time. After the Glorious Revolution of 1688, when James, Duke of York, left England and went to France, his son-in-law William of Orange and his wife Mary became the King and Queen of England, and they both did not like theatres. And when Jeremy Courier wrote Short View of the Immorality and Profaneness of the English Stage in 1698, attacking William Congreve and John Vanbrugh, it was clear that the audience taste had changed now, and the comedy was about to be replaced by sentimental comedy. Sentimental comedy began in early 18th century, and that is how Restoration comedy came to an end. This is all I have today, but this lecture does not end here. It will carry on in the next video. Till then, it's goodbye.